Fairfax County Park Authority has a huge variety of programs varying from arts and crafts to sports programs, science and math, outdoors, nature's programs. You know, it's really a great program for enrichment for children, to get out there, to make new friends, to learn new skills, really just have a great summer to come back. So we have a huge variety of arts and crafts camps that we offer throughout the summer. Some are very specific art-based, some are more general art-based.
I like coming to camp because we get to make a lot of friends and do lots of fun stuff.
A T, it's fun!
We have them do a simple first project for the day. We kind of break it up to 2 projects per day, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. And in between those projects, we have them do a little free draw or kind of work on other projects if they haven't finished them from the previous day. So they painted the rocks for the South Run Rec Center, who have a little rock garden out in the front, and they get to learn how to create things out of clay. They learn how to learn color theory, which is just mixing the 3 primary colors together. They also learn how to paint on canvases, which can be a little bit tricky, especially if they've never done it before. And we always work with them, because I know that a lot of kids learn by seeing and doing the same thing as the adults, so we always try to keep them focused on what we do, and we like to break it down into very simple steps with them. I think what makes us special is that we particularly cater to hand-done stuff, to let them in on the process, the creative process of painting, learning step-by-step how to do different techniques, different painting techniques, all that kind of stuff.
I want to come back to camp next year because it's so fun and I love camp. And my favorite activity is painting the rocks.
We offer a camp called ROCS, and it stands for Rec Centers Offer Cool Stuff.
ROCS. Rec Centers offer cool stuff.
Junior ROCS and Summer ROCS are designed for all ages. Junior ROCS is 5.5 to 8, and Summer ROCS are 9 to 12-year-olds. Rec Center camps get to do a little bit of everything, which is just wonderful. It's not just one theme all week. It introduces them to a lot of different varieties. A typical day is they come in, they have icebreakers. Every week there's a theme, so there are activities based on the theme. They can swing, play, they take balls out. Sometimes they play tag. They go down the slide, the monkey bars. They enjoy that very much outside, and every day they have pool time, which is a highlight for the kids. Some kids aren't comfortable in the water, so they can just sit on the side. Some play with the pool noodles, and they gravitate to campers with similar interests, obviously. We have a lot of different activities, and they can go to whichever activity makes them happy, and the other kids that are there, they just bond over it. And by the end of the week, you see kids making play dates and hugging each other when they leave, hugging the camp staff. It's wonderful to watch the camaraderie that they build. We have a variety of arts and crafts. We paint, we do clay, we do a lot with paper plates. If we have Animal Week, they make their favorite animal masks. Absolutely do one of our camps, Junior ROC or Summer ROCS, because it lets them find their interest. It's a good first start, if nothing else, to finding what your interest is, because again, we do a little bit of everything. Well, again, our staff is trained, highly trained. We go through a lot of different online and in-person trainings. One of the goals is to make sure every child is comfortable and happy, and even the shy kids or kids, you know, who are crying when they come in, by the end of the day, they're so happy. We buddy them up with other campers who have the same interests, or the staff takes care of them and watches over them until they're comfortable. My favorite part of working with camps is the last day of camp. We go through 9 to 10 weeks, and the last day is by far my favorite, and maybe not for the reason you think, but because it gives me such a fulfilling feeling to know that we, the Park Authority, have helped thousands of kids have a safe and happy summer, and it is so rewarding.
We have a variety of different camps that are in our performing arts, whether it is dance or musical theater.
Hear that boy, hear that sound. I see it all. I see
We're a 9 to 4 camp, but they go really fast. We're jam-packed. So So we make sure that our schedule has a bunch of things in there. We play games at the beginning, ensemble games. So we have different things that brings them together, gets used to them being in different groups and working together as a team. We have all throughout things where we're getting used to our show and give different rehearsals. And then we also play improv games at the end of the day every day so they can have some fun and get used to making scenes up with nothing, just fun times. So we have the younger kids, they do most of the ensemble work, they get the smaller characters, but they get intro to acting basically. And then the older kids, they get to be mentors for the younger kids, they get the bigger roles. So it depends on the show that we do, which changes every camp. But if we do a musical camp, they'll get different songs in there, where they'll learn dancing and we'll have choreographers who will teach them their different things. Or if we do our pop star applause camps, they learn their own pop star song and then their own pop star group, and they get to dance like that as well. Dancing, one, exercise, gets them on their feet, gets them using, the actors gotta get exercise enough. And then also it gets them expressing themselves, not just in words, but also in their body language and in their movements. We teach them different acting abilities and things like that as well. So as a confidence in themselves and how they speak to people, they get creativity, learning how to do different things. So when they have to go to school and they have to talk in front of their class, they get used to it, they get confidence. My favorite part probably is casting, specifically because we get them auditioning, we get them to see what all they can do. Campers are leaving our camp having friends afterwards, so we put them in different groups. We make sure they never choose their groups, which is an upset to the kids at the beginning, but we make sure that they love it at the end. That's how we make friends. We don't know how or where our friends come from, and a lot of our kids are swapping numbers at the end of the show and making sure their parents are like, can we have a play date with these other ones? So we make sure that they get enough of that, yes.
We have camps that are nature-based. The kids get to see all sorts of creatures, plants, different water life species. You know, they get to really get to kind of understand what nature is all about and what the outdoors has to offer. One of the popular ones are fishing adventures and adventure at the farm.
Riverbend is the only riverfront site in Fairfax County Park Authority. While there are other waterfronts, the river is very dynamic and always changing, and so the kids really get an understanding of the differences that happen day to day, where we have to use different lures, go to different places, maybe even hike on the trail if the river's not an option. And so they learn here different fishing skills that they don't learn anywhere else. And same with kayaking. We have moving water here that really forces them to think, where is the best place I could cast? Where's the best place I could kayak? For those reasons, I just think that this area is very special and unique. So outdoor camps at Riverbend, we have freshwater fishing adventures, freshwater fishing fun, as well as anglers and archers. They cover a wide group of interests, and just being outside here at the park, it's really nice for the kids to be able to get outside during the summer. And we have so much diverse wildlife in the terms of flora and fauna here. It makes Riverbend a very unique ecological place that the kids can experience. So while it may be a fishing camp and may be designed to do different activities like kayaking and archery, they still get to see a lot of the wildlife and learn from what the park has to offer. We have so many different types of reptiles and amphibians, as well as plants that aren't seen anywhere else in the Northern Virginia area. The Fishing Adventures Camp is designed for 12 to 15-year-olds in the county. Some of them haven't been out fishing before, some of them have been fishing for many years, but they all get to go out on kayaks and then they learn different skills throughout the week. Kayaking and fishing are two different skills in themselves, and they both take time to kind of learn and kind of like blend them together. So sign-in does start at 9 a.m. and then on a first day we go through and we introduce everybody, kind of gauge people's skill level, and depending on that we'd see how much time we need to really add towards kind of like getting our foundation built up. Oftentimes when they come in, we have tables set up where they can grab some fishing lures, some hooks from us. We'll do knot tying, making sure that they're properly equipped to be out there and handle some of the fishing aspects on their own, and make sure that we can really just prioritize their safety. Before we start a trip, we go over a float plan, what we did to make sure that we are staying safe and that we return safely, and that somebody here at the park knows that we're going out. Once we're down there, I actually teach them how to do all the skills by demonstrating, and that goes on land and in water. So I do 2 demonstrations to make sure that they understand the different strokes needed to control their kayak. So we make sure that they have different casting skills or how to properly work the equipment that we're providing them, making sure that they know how to use it, and so they're not, just frustrated or struggling out there just by themselves. They also learn how to kind of communicate with one another, especially on the water. That's something that not a lot of people think about, but when you have a group of 16 kids going out fishing, you're going to be fishing the same areas, and that just makes them a good outdoorsman as well as promotes sportsmanship and teamwork together.
So we offer hundreds and hundreds of sports camps in a variety of activities, whether it's specific to soccer or regular tennis, basketball. Their main goal is to keep them fun. So when they do that, they want to work with each child at their level and be able to provide proper instruction for them, the proper groupings for them.
Learn the game. Learn the game.
So we offer a variety of camps. We do basketball camps, tennis, flag football. We kind of try to structure it in an organized way. So we start off with our warm-ups, which teaches the kids that no matter what activity you do, if it's strenuous, you want to warm up and stretch first for injury prevention, but also they just play better. After that, they go into our skill drills, so they can learn how to dribble, pass, shoot, rebound. They might learn how to hit forehands, backhand serves. They can pull flags, run routes. And so to give an example, with flag football, we'll do our warm-ups, and then our skill drills, we'll learn some routes. Let's say on a Monday, we'll learn the basic routes and how to pull flags, how to pull flags safely. And, with tennis, they'll learn how to hit forehands or backhands, servings. So let's say with basketball, they'll learn how to dribble, they'll learn how to shoot, they'll learn how to pass, and we'll put those all together into our activities during the day. I think the best experience that they can get is they can actually come and interact with other students. That you might see 20, 30 other students that they're working together towards a common goal, which is something that they might not get, at home. And so when they come to camps, they can work together, working as a team to try to achieve something as a team. And what's incredibly important is that they might meet someone from a different background or a different upbringing. And so for them to come to camp, for a sport that they love or want to try, and to work together is part of the greatest experience that they can get coming to a camp. Fairfax County Park Authority, they've been very instrumental in promoting our camps and getting the word out to all the Fairfax County residents, and so we're very thankful for that. And what they do is they do all the work on the back end, and so we can just deliver our service on the front end. Well, what I tell parents about that are still deciding what's the best part of camp? Well, parents, let's do it. Why not sign up? It's going to be a great place for your kids to be. They're going to be happier at the end of the day than when they came. They're going to learn something. They're going to make friends. They're going to have fun. And what's the best part? It's the people here. The staff are incredibly amazing. Our coaches are amazing. And I think it's just the community of people that we have and work together. And so I think it's going to be a great experience. I think one of my most fondest memories is we had a student that actually took our football camp. Never played football before, and so when they played the camp, or when they went to the camp and they played and they learned how to play, they loved it. And they came back the next year and the parents said, hey, my child is still playing football on a team now, and it was because of your camp. And so, things like that are very rewarding for us. And that's probably one of our biggest compliments that we can get.
So STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math, and we have a huge variety of those. It's one of our most popular categories. We have a chess camp where the kids can learn different skills, different moves within that program, and really just learn how to play the game. In the Lego robotic camp, they use coding to be able to communicate that to machinery and Legos, be able to make them move and operate. They have to work together, solve different problems, put different devices together in order to create one big solution in the end.
STEM in general is very important because it allows kids to develop an inquisitive mind, improving some cognitive ability of children. We want to challenge them in a way that provides some, not just bodily improvement for them, but mental and cognitive ability. This is for anyone that is interested in chess, but we target specifically elementary to early high school to help kids have a place to learn and play chess in an educational environment. There's a lot of learning and mental opportunity and gymnastics that you kind of have to do in chess. So all of these little tricks and memorized patterns on your boards are very important for the students. In our lessons, we often target pattern recognition and learning how to improve your specific play after every lesson. So for camps specifically, they check in around 9 o'clock and it's straight to games. We play games immediately, oftentimes with coaches so we can gauge how skilled they are. We divide them into groups of either 3 or 4 based on skill level. After that, we do lessons that fit their curriculum. So we have a beginner, intermediate, and advanced groups at this camp in particular. Based on which group they're in, they get harder or easier curriculum that teaches various patterns of chess or techniques of play. And my biggest moment of pride and happiness that comes from the camp is when they beat me, because I know that they've become a really good player and a really good, they have a good mind for it.
So I think that's a big part of our program with coming to camp is, the first day it might be a little scary for some kids, but our staff are very trained and skilled at working with them on teamwork skills or interpersonal skills that they can develop throughout the summer, and then they're able to connect with different people and become friends by the end of the summer. The Park Authority welcomes campers of all abilities and backgrounds and experiences. Discover all our camp options and register today at our website or contact us for more information.